everyone, welcome back, or more accurately, I am finally back. I've been gone for the last 2 weeks, probably at this point, 2 or 3 weeks at this point. The start of semester finally hit and I got super busy with all of my papers and work that I have to do and figuring out my job, but that's okay. I'm back finally. I don't have a lot of crafting updates, but I do have a lot of reading and TV show updates and a little bit of crafting updates too. Not a lot for cross stitch, but I'm doing my best. So I guess we'll just jump on into things. For my first cross stitch update, last time I showed that I had that like haunted house cross stitch, the Mill Hill kit. So this is how it's looking right now. So as you can see, I'm done all of the actual cross stitching and all the beading. I'm just working on the back stitching right now. I've gotten some of the back stitching around like the roof and the door, but I haven't finished it yet. So I'll probably finish that up this week, or by the next week it'll definitely be done. So that's what I did for cross stitch lately. I got a little bit of crochet going. I showed you that the kit that I was working on, the blanket kit. So I finished my first block from that like bigger block of like 5 mini blocks. So this is the first block that I've done. It still needs to be blocked. That's why it's kind of like curly and wonky looking. This one they called a honeycomb stitch. So it's super cute and it's actually really easy. It's mostly just half double crochets or double crochet. No, yes. Half double crochets and long stitches. It's super easy to do actually. And the back looks pretty neat too, but that's what it looks like. So I'm gonna, I think, block this one because it's not, I know it'll block out to like the 4-5 inches that it's supposed to be. I just haven't blocked it yet. So I'm probably gonna block it first and then I have to work the next section on top here. So I'll block it out first and then I'll do that. I started another project. I know, big surprise. I'm sure you guys have all seen those like Red Heart all-in-one yarns where it's got like the color changes built in so that you can do like granny squares, usually is what it is. And I was at Michael's the other day and I found some for like 25% off. It was like crazy. So I picked up 2 different colorways. I picked up the linen and I think mocha colorways, and I've started making my squares. This one is the linen one, so it's like a creamy off-white with light brown and a little bit of black. So that's the linen color. And then I also picked up the mocha one, which is this really nice like fall autumn orangey. It's got the same like the middle color is the same as the center color there. So I thought they'd look really nice together. So I've picked up that yarn and I found this super cute free pattern. I'll put like a picture right here of the pattern that I'm following. It's a free pattern online and it's for a granny square cardigan made using 4-inch granny squares, which is perfect because these are the granny square petite, not like the full granny square because they do the full granny square and the petite. So this is the petite one and these come out to exactly 4 inches. So I'm gonna be making so many granny squares and then I will sew them all together into a big cardigan. I've made 2, 4, 6, 8 so far. So we're still a long way off. I think I need like 70 something, 72 maybe. But it's gonna be so cute. And I thought it would be such a cute color combo for like fall cardigan. So that's one I'm working on right now. In other news, unfortunately that's about it for the crafting. I haven't gotten that new start yet. I'm trying to finish the back stitching on my one cross stitch before I actually start another kit. So it's taking some time. It was my birthday early on in September, so I did a little bit of craft shopping and craft shopping and book shopping that I'll share. Oh, that reminds me, I forgot to grab something. I'll be right back. Alright, so before we move on completely from crafts, for my birthday, my sister got for me this super cute wool applique pillow kit. So it's gonna make that cute little pillow right there. So I'll be working on that sometime soon. And then I also picked up, because I went to a local like yarn work store, so they have lots of like wool and stuff for knitting and crochet, and they also have a lot of cross stitch stuff and buttons. So I found this super cute like Halloween cross stitch pattern. It is by Barbara Anna Designs and it's called Spellville, and just look at that, that's so cute. I was in love, so of course I picked that up. So I don't know if I'll get to that this year. Hopefully I will, but we'll see. So unfortunately that's about it for crafting updates. So now it's all going to be like books and TV shows and maybe some future plans to gauge some interest. So as you all know, I'm a big reader. So we went to my favorite bookstore on my birthday. And I got so lucky, guys. It was perfect. The best birthday I could have asked for. I found so many books, and I found so many of them in like the clearance section as well. So they were all like such good prices for like books that I really wanted. So I'm gonna go through those really quick if you don't mind. First things first, like I had mentioned, I had forgotten all of my reading journals back at my old house, and I found on the clearance rack a book lover's journal. So it's perfect. It's got like a nice, lots of pages for like book reviews. It's perfect. It's exactly what I was looking for, and on sale. So I'll be working on filling that up. I found these next 5 are also all clearance ones, and then I found 2 that were regular priced. I picked up a copy of Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. I hadn't read any of it before, but I've heard it's actually like, it's really good, really relevant, still very good advice. So I figured with the price it was at, I may as well pick up a copy. The idea was I was gonna pick up the copy and then I was gonna try to like do some morning reading every day and read some of Meditations every morning. I haven't done it yet. I haven't started it yet. So maybe I will make that part of my new goals when because I'm going to explain some kind of ideas I've had at the end of the video, so that might work their way in. It's nice because it's like short enough section, so you're not reading like an entire chapter. You can read like a chunk at a time pretty easily. So I picked up that. That's probably the most boring one. I picked up 2 books that are kind of nerdy books for me that are kind of related to my degree and my schooling that I'm working on. I got a short history of humanity, a new history of old Europe. So this is all about like DNA sequencing and human migration and science developments and stuff like that. So it's probably not a super interesting book for a lot of people, but I am excited to read it. I also picked up this one called Earthly Bodies, Embracing Animal Nature. So this is kind of about how we can learn from like our, they call it primal rhythms. So it's the idea of what can we learn from nature and humanity kind of moving away from nature and towards this kind of like separation between humans and nature. So it's about like animal rewilding and human instincts. It sounds interesting to me at least. So those are kind of my boring books, but exciting for me books. I also found it was on this next one, it was on the clearance section, and then it was on sale for a discount within the clearance section. So it was like a sale book. I found a copy of Waypoints, which is Sam Heughan's book. I'm a big Outlander fan, and I really enjoyed the books that he wrote with Graham McTavish. The Clanlands book, I've watched the show and I've read both of the books, the original and the New Zealand one, and I just enjoy them a lot. So I figured I would pick this one up. I've been meaning to at some point give it either a read or a listen, and like I said, I found it in clearance. So how could I say no to that? I also found this one. It's called The House of Treason, The Rise and Fall of the Tudor Dynasty. Back in my undergrad, I did my minor in history, and I did lots of like European and English history. So I'm a big history fan, and I don't know if this happens to all of you as well, but whenever I'm like on YouTube on my phone, I get stuck in like YouTube shorts, usually before bed as well, and it'll be like really weird clips of like TV shows, and like the TV show alternates. Like sometimes it'll be like I'll be stuck on The Walking Dead for like weeks at a time, and I'll get clips of The Walking Dead. And for a while it was this, I don't know what show it was, but it was a show about like Henry VIII and all of his wives or anything. So I was getting lots of like Tudor content and like English monarchy history content, weirdly enough. So I saw this one and I was like, you know what, let's give it a shot. I guess it's meant to be. So I'm curious. This one seems like it'll be good. I'm excited to give it a read. And now for like the really exciting books. I can't remember if I showed this one last time, but it was also a recent one that I picked up. I got this one. It's called If Not For My Baby. It's a contemporary like rock star romance that seems to be really, it looks like it'll be really cute. I don't know if you noticed that the male lead is suspiciously like another popular modern musician, and this is about a girl called Clementine Clark, and she starts touring with an Irish megastar, and they fall in love. So that one looked like it would be really cute, so I picked that one up. But the two that I got on my birthday, I'm so excited. I got this one I'd been looking forward to, and I didn't realize that it had come out. It's called Entanglement of Rival Wizards. It's this cute, like, queer contemporary romance. The edges are an amazing blue color. For me, it's kind of giving, like, magical Ali Hazelwood vibes, because Ali Hazelwood, she has all of her, like, STEMinist romances that are all very like academia and so cute. I love her work. And so this kind of reminded me of like a queer magic version of that. So it's two rival wizards in like a magic university that are competing for a research grant, like a magic research grant. So it looked like it would be like really cute, right up my alley. Also, I love the art on the cover. I don't know. The cover artist was Leslie Worrell. I am in love. It's so good. I love it so much. And the second book, I'd never heard of this one before, and I just kind of came across it, and I knew I needed to pick it up and take it home with me. It's called Fall I Want. I had to. So it's a super cute, like, small town, cozy romance. And it's about this guy who's like a billionaire who comes to town or something, and he falls in love with this lady. I'm guessing she's like a barista or a baker in the town. I love fall. Fall is like my favorite season. I love pumpkin spice. I had to get this book when I saw it. So I'm probably going to be reading this in the next couple of weeks. I'm so excited for this book. I'm so excited. Oh, and I also, a little bit before my birthday, I had pre-ordered, it's this company called Once Upon a Book Club box. And their whole thing is essentially you can get a book box. You can either get like subscriptions and get them like every month or something, or every quarter. I don't do any of the subscriptions or anything. I usually go for like their special edition releases. So they usually do like a Halloween, like a spooky and a sweet one, or at Christmas they do like a multiple, like a book that has like a bunch of mini short stories in it. And sometimes they do special editions, like they did all of the Bridgerton books. They did them in 2 batches, so like the first 4 and then the last 4. And so with your book, there'll usually be like 4 themed gifts that like match up with parts of the book as you read it, and it'll be like a sticky note and it'll say, open your book on this page, or open your gift on this page. And so I usually, there's been one series that I've been following with them that I've been getting all of the books, and I finally got my copy of the 3rd book in the series. It just came in, and it's Alexandria Warwick's book series. So it started with like the North Wind, we've had the West Wind, and this is the South Wind, and it is gorgeous. All of the books in this series with their special edition releases, they're all kind of the same design, so it's usually the same like circle pattern and the same font and everything, except the color changes. The North Wind was like a purpley bluish, mostly purple. The West Wind was green, and this one is red. So I'm so excited. I've heard so many good things about this book. It's kind of like an ex-lovers who are enemies to lovers, and I'm so excited to actually dig my teeth into this one. So I don't know if anyone would be interested in seeing. I might do like a book review after, like a shorter review, and I can maybe review the book and the gifts that came with it. Maybe, if anyone's interested. I think they're sold out of this particular book box now, so I don't think I'd be spoiling it for anyone. Not that there's a lot of people that watch the video, so I wouldn't really be spoiling it either way. So I might do that if anyone's interested, because I usually get through these pretty quick, especially when they have the gifts. It's a very good incentive to keep going. And honestly, all of the books in this series have been so good so far. And it's really nice because you can read them essentially as they're standalone stories. There's a couple of characters that'll usually overlap. It's usually like the gods, because they're like the North Wind, South Wind, West Wind. They're all like deities kind of in this universe, where they got special powers. So those characters will overlap. You won't see a lot of them in the other books, but they'll be mentioned, or you'll see them for like a part of a chapter. But the stories otherwise are like complete standalones. Like you don't have to read the other books to understand what you could just jump into this one on its own if you really like the premise. Like you don't need to read the other ones to understand. So I'm excited. If you love a romantasy, I think you'd like the series. This is the Once Upon a Book Club calls this their romantasy series as well, their romantasy box. So this is a 3rd volume of the romantasy box, and I am sure when the East Wind comes out, there will probably be a box for that one that I'll pick up as well. I also have 2 books that I want to talk about that I'm excited to read this fall as like a Halloween spooky book TBR. And those 2 are, this one is called Blood on Her Tongue. As you can see, the edges, dripping blood, very spooky. So this one is like a gothic horror. I'm not a big horror fan, but I am a big gothic horror fan. So I don't read a lot of like contemporary thrillers, and horrors aren't really where it's at for me. I don't find it super interesting. But I love like historical gothic horror that, like, if you've ever read like Trisha or T. Kingfisher, yeah, I think that was the author. The What Moves the Dead and What Feasts at Night. Those books are incredible. Those are like my favorite like fall spooky gothic horror, especially What Moves the Dead. I like that one a little bit more than What Feasts at Night, but both were so good. So I'm excited to read this one. This one is a gothic horror. I think I want to say there's vampires in it. I could be wrong. But it takes place in the Netherlands in 1887. It's about these 2 sisters. One sister is like super unwell. She's getting super sick. So her twin comes to visit. And the sister that's sick, she keeps getting more and more sick, and she's behaving erratically, and kind of crazy. So we shall see. I'm excited to read this one, hopefully in the next month or two. And the other one that I picked up kind of on spec, I hadn't heard of this one before, was The Butcher's Daughter. So I'm actually so excited to read this one. I am a huge fan. I've already got my like Halloween movie list ready to go that I'm gonna start working on now that it's September and October. So I always I always watch Sweeney Todd, the musical. The one with, like, I don't think there's more than one, but it's the one with Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter. It's very good. I enjoy it very much. So I picked this one up when I saw it in the bookstore, because this is, it's called The Butcher's Daughter, The Hitherto Untold Story of Mrs. Lovett, a novel. So it's kind of like a fictionalized account of Mrs. Lovett, and it's told through, I think it's almost like a correspondence between the main character and this, like, Mrs. Lovett. So it's like an account of this woman's life that she's telling later? I'm not too sure. I'll read it and I'll let you know. But either way, it sounded interesting. I love the musical, so I figured I'd pick it up and give it a read this fall if I can. So, quite tragically, that pretty much concludes all of what's been going on in my life lately. It's been a lot of, I could tell you all about the papers that I'm reading for my degree, but that's not quite as interesting or as fun, and I don't think anyone wants to hear about theory papers, so I won't be sharing that. So that's all I've been up to. I know one thing that I've learned about myself in the couple of weeks that I've been back at school is that I am struggling to get like a schedule together, like a good sleep schedule, so I can be productive. Like, it is the biggest struggle I've ever faced in my life for some reason, and shouldn't be. And I think it's just because it's like the first time that I'm living alone, kind of away from everyone else. So I'm kind of free to do whatever I want, but I maybe shouldn't be free to do whatever I want. Like, I know I'm always like, I'm gonna go to bed at like 10 or 11, and then I always end up staying till like midnight or 1 in the morning. And it's a problem. So I don't know if anyone would be interested, and if not, let me know. Maybe I'll start doing some kind of, not quite like a vlog video, but like a kind of trying to get my life together now that I live alone, setting up a schedule, being productive, that kind of thing. Maybe I'll do, because there's like all those things like the hard 75 challenge, which I would not be able to do. I'm not built for that, but like the soft 75 challenge, or like like a reset your schedule challenge or something like that. Because I know as the semester goes on, it's going to get more and more important for me to get a schedule figured out, and right now, this ain't it. I don't have it together right now, and it's a struggle. So maybe I'll do some of that if anyone's interested. A little rebuild my life with me, organize my life with me type of video. I feel like there's something else that I was gonna say, but I can't quite remember what. Oh, TV shows, right? Complete tangent. I've gotten back into, now that I'm in my own place and I've kind of settled in, I've started watching TV again. Which is big for me because I don't watch a lot of TV usually. So I've been perusing all of my favorite TV streaming services, and one that I use a lot is called Viki, and it's for like Asian entertainment, so like Korean dramas, Chinese dramas, Thai dramas, pretty much dramas is what it is, Asian dramas, and occasionally some like variety shows. But it's like my go-to place for streaming Chinese dramas, because I love a good trashy romance. And they always have such like crazy like fantasy concepts, or they've got also, I love a man with like a majestic long hair, like beautiful. And the costumes are usually like, sometimes you get like really bad like cheap costumes and wigs and it's like laughable, but sometimes it's just so good and it just, everyone looks so majestic and beautiful and I just can't help myself. So I've been adding a bunch of those to my watch list lately. And the nice thing about Viki is that there's some content that you have to like pay for. Like they've got degrees of like membership. So there's like a basic free membership that you don't have to pay for. And you can actually watch a lot of their dramas, especially I find like the Chinese dramas, you can watch a lot of them. Obviously, like any of the more popular or like higher demand shows, you usually have to pay for a membership. Like you have to do one of the paid memberships. Or if you just really hate watching ads, you can get one of the paid membership and you can watch ad free, and for some of them you can download the content or stream across multiple devices. So I don't mind watching ads if I can watch my shows for free. I'll watch an ad, I'll watch several ads. So I've been watching those, which is nice. And I just started watching this one yesterday. It's called, what's it called? Sorry, I had to look it up. It's called Supervisor Husband. It is, I've killed myself laughing. It is so ridiculous. It's like the most over-the-top show that I've seen in so long. So it's kind of like an isekai concept. So like our main character, she's living her life. She's had no luck with love or whatever. And some guy just hands her like a comic book on the street. And she's reading through this comic book and she gets like pulled into the world of the comic book, obviously. And it's absurd. It is like one of the most absurd shows. It's so self-aware and it's so funny. Because she's got like, they've got what's called the Mary Sue system, which is like the video game system, so she can like get points through the story and like buy items to help her succeed in her quest. Obviously is to fall in love with the main character. She has a magical kiss that can cure any poison for some reason. And she accidentally gets herself like bound to the main villain of the story instead of the male lead of the story, of course. And of course they like fall in love, or they're falling in love, and it's so good. It's so self-aware and it's so absurd. So I highly recommend that one. It's only 6 episodes, which is actually quite nice because a lot of Chinese dramas are very long, and I love a long show because it means it's not going to end for a really long time. So a lot of the times the shows will be like 30, 45, 60 episodes, right? This one's only 6 episodes, and they're half-hour episodes, half-hour, 45 minutes, so you still get a lot of show, but it's so good. I cannot recommend it enough. So if that's your thing, give it a shot, give it a watch. Let me know if you like it. But yeah, other than that, I think that's it for me. I can't promise that I'm gonna make the most regular YouTube content because school is unpredictable. But I'm gonna see, maybe I'll do the getting my schedule in order, a little reading vlog, a little book review every once in a while. Yeah, I think that's all from me. Let me know if you're working on any exciting new projects down below. And yeah, I will see you next time. Bye-bye.